Welcome to Vicoding University, training humans to train themselves. So, how many people, you know what slow mo is, right? It's when you go real slow. Now, that's what we're talking about, the details we're talking about. It's when your body actually, and your mind and your emotions, if you get into that slow mo and take a and watch the automatics happen, you can actually start to feel and sense things that you didn't sense or feel before. Now, slow mo is the details we're going to be training with. And remember, people, trainers or people, coaches in sports or things like that, physically slow people down and try to get them to do slightly different things in that slow motion and train them to do it. So we're going to talk about that, and we've talked about it being, that if you feel yourself fixed, not able to train, this is very tedious, but not it can become exciting because it's going to open up whole new worlds and whole new opportunities for you. So slow-mo. So first is slow-mo, right? You feel all the details and you train yourself to do it, and you get yourself doing it and stuff like that. And then what do you do? Well, see, slow-mo is where you're consciously focused on it. Remember, we've gone through level 1, sort of as knowledge. Level 2 is where we're going to picture it in our mind, see it ourselves doing. Level 3 is when we're going to consciously do it, or someone's going to take us by the hand and pay attention to it and make sure we do it, is level 3. And now we're ready to go to level 4. So what is level 4? Level 4 is letting go. In other words, we're saying, okay, subconscious, I think you've got this. Give it a shot. Okay? So, when you get old, you start getting pains and you start developing ways of walking, ways of sitting, ways of being that are not very good for you. In fact, because of those pains, they have you doing things, and the next thing you know, you got another pain because you're doing things the wrong way. So, as you get older, one of the things they have you do is start training you how to walk again, how to sit again, and how to sit up properly. So things like that. And then, of course, they're working out on your strength and a few other things as well. So I don't know. I probably walked or ran wrong my whole life, and that's why I have very bad hips. So I'm training myself to walk differently, or walk properly, so that it actually doesn't cause injury. It actually works the way the body was intended to work. So I'm sitting here walking at it, and I'm consciously paying attention to, my stride and swinging and all this kind of things, and very conscious about it. And then I try to let go. Okay, let go, see what happens in my body. And then everything seems to be going along pretty good. Then all of a sudden I go back to my old way. And it's like, you can actually, I feel it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You have to pay attention to it. You got to then, okay, either sometimes I stop, or sometimes I can, recover in stride. But sometimes I have to actually stop, take a deep breath, remember what I'm supposed to be doing, start out properly again to initiate the proper sequence, get it going, and then I let it go again. And then I let it go longer and longer and longer. Sometimes I can do, quite a long time. And you can use aids like music. Music really helps as far as with walking, because it has the rhythm, and so you can sort of let go and pay attention to the rhythm, and everything sort of works pretty good. But then a car comes by, or a dog, or whatever, and it gets disrupted, and so you have to regroup again. So again, that's that sort of normal training that they take dogs through, right? They first train them to do whatever trick they do in private, then they take them out to the field, then they take them into distractions like where a lot of people are, or a lot of distractions are, whatever they are, and they keep working on developing, so that getting them on automatic. Okay, and and that's just training one. Then the other way we train too is we start combining things that we can do. So for instance, like we might have a piano piece, we learn one piece, then another piece, then another piece, then we have to sort of combine the first and the second, and then the second and the third. And again, same thing, we sort of take it slow to start with through the transition, and then we practice it, and then we slowly let go, and so the transition sort of disappears, and we just naturally go, and it all becomes one. Now, same thing as with different sports moves, the fake and then the drive, or the fake than the shot, or whatever, in the different aspects or things that you do. So we do these things, and it sort of goes through the first knowing what to do, picturing yourself, seeing yourself doing it, working it out in your head how you're going to do it, going it out there, training it, refining it a little bit, training it, refining it a little bit, training it, refining it. Then once you've got it, get it going, and now we're going to practice it a little bit, and then we're going to let go. So these are all just, you might think of just normal training that people think about, but the key is that you can do this, and you can grow and train yourself. You don't have to wait for other people to train you. You can train yourself to do these things yourself. The old saying, we've been trained by everybody, and we've been trained to wait for them to train us. It's like if we want it to happen, we have to train ourselves, but not just physically. We can train ourselves ways to think, ways to feel, ways to do. I mean, training is, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 dimensional. I don't know how many dimensions, but there's a lot going on, and it may be in multiple things at multiple times. Because we talked about vision, you can, you see a lot of things, and at one level they come together, and then they come together again, then they come together again, and all those are done in your subconscious. So these levels of training, these combinations, these getting them together, getting them to work together, and all of a sudden letting go and letting them just happen, that's going to take you to level 4. Level 5 is when we really take it and put ourselves in the game. That's level 5 training. Now we've sort of got it on automatic, working really good, and now we put it in the game where there's stress, where there's this, there's that, all sorts of challenges, and then during those times we're still watching and observing. We're always, the unexamined life is not worth living. Hey, until you start to realize what's possible for you, you really don't get that saying. It's like, I don't need to examine my life yet. It's fine. Well, compared to what it could be, that's what they're talking about. It's not like, oh, you're okay. You're okay. Right? So get over that and say, but man, what else could you be beyond that? The next day and the next day, what could you grow to become? And if you examine your life, you're going to figure out what that is, and figure out how to do it, how to, to take it to slow-mo, work down, get into the details, find out what's going to work better. In fact, you're going to get so excited when we talk about, figuring out how to get it to work better. I mean, can everything work better? Yeah, of course it can. This old saying, if it's ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, it's like everything can be made better, and we've seen that over and over again. But it's like, because we feel fixed, we like, man, it's so hard to fix things, But no, you're going to develop a training machine so you can do what and train to use all that knowledge, put it into use, take it forward, and just get so excited about what is possible. So level 4 we're thinking about right now. So is that idea of letting go. Now, just so you know, that's not as easy as it sounds. Training yourself to let go and trust yourself is, believe it or not, something you've got to train yourself to do. And you've got to train yourself to watch yourself and observe yourself as you do it, and ways to recover. You got to train yourself how to recover. Sometimes, like I told you, I have to stop and just restart again. Other times I can just sort of recover in stride and get it going again. So you're going to find these different ways. So level 4, okay, we're going to be letting go, okay, and then coming back. So Vibe Coding University, training humans to train themselves. Alrighty, talk to you later. Bye.